Hey everyone, welcome back. Now today's tutorial we're going to be doing a 2-point perspective drawing, and it's the easiest way I find anyway to actually get things in perspective, because when you look at a building, or I'm using a building as an example, but when you look at a building and you're looking at it from a different angles, like straight on, that's fine, you just see that, but if it's you're seeing that bit and that bit, you know, hey, like it's going away from you, it actually diminishes. And this is a surefire way to be able to do it so that all your lines are straight and everything's in the right position. So please follow along, I hope you do. Pause often, and if you watch it to the end, I'm going to actually throw in a few little bonus tips, little insights, especially if you're new to drawing, on how to improve your drawings and make it a bit easier. So anyway, we'll see you at the end. Oh, the other thing too is, because it is quite a long video, I've split it or segmented it into 3 separate videos, just to make it easier for you guys. Alright, we'll see you shortly. Just lightly, just a border. Because sometimes you can get too close to the edge, and if you're going to look at framing it, can cause all sorts of problems, because you're going to miss out on some of your drawing. So anyway, I like to just do a little frame like this, and that gives us somewhere to work within. Alright, now halfway mark is, where are we? 30 is 15, alright. So we want to bring our horizon line around about 17. About 17, I think should be fine. It's just below the halfway. Now, how the 2-point perspective works is, on either side we'll make a little dot, and we call that a vanishing point. And on the other side we do the same. Alright, now if we come in, just say we'll come in, just to give you an idea, we'll come in 12 centimeters. You don't have to come in there, but you know, you can. I mean, it's just somewhere to start. Alright, now we're going to do a line like that, and I think what we'll do is we'll make that line 4.5 to there, we'll make it 9. Okay, so from that vanishing point to the top there, and we'll just do this lightly. A lot of these lines are going to be rubbed out, and then from there to the bottom, 9, and same over this side, and there. Okay, now the next thing we're going to be doing is putting in our diagonal lines, which I think we come across, say, I don't know, about 7, and we'll make this one a little bit wider over here, say 9. Okay, and then of course we need our little, what's the name here, angle triangle, and we go to there like that, and we go to there like that. And that gives us the box of our little building we're going to do. You know, this is the walls. Alright, now we've got to find the halfway point for the roof. So we do a diagonal across there, just lightly, and across there, just like that. Okay, now we need to find the centre, because the perspective, the centre I'll make that a bit longer because I want that to come up a bit. Is very, when you're doing drawing in perspective, you'll find it's where you think things go don't actually go there. I mean, that don't look like halfway to me, but that's how it's going to work out. Now, the next thing we're going to go, oh, we'll say we'll go 3.5. Now we're going to do another line between there and there, that gives us the pitch, and we'll go just past, when I say just past, about 10 mil. And the same over here. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is to put in the roof. Oh, hang on, we need me steel one that's a bit longer. And we'll go to that vanishing point, to the top of that roof, just lightly. Now, we need that angle there. For the roof, we need the same angle for there. Alright. So basically that's we've got our roof, we've got our the walls in. Now, what we do now is, and it depends on how many, you know, doors or windows you want to put in, but let's say we're going to put in a window in the centre there. So we'll just get that mark and we'll just do a line there. Now we're going to continue that line just to there, because that's going to be the line for the height on the other side of the windows and the door. So just go like that. And we decided that we want the bottom of the window to be there. So we do another line here. And that's there. So that line there goes to there and there. Now, I'm just going to put these in. We'll make it there and there. Alright. And on this one, we come in, we'll come in 10 mil. And we'll make the window, I don't know, we'll have a look. We'll make it, we want a reasonably sized window there, but we've got to put a door in. So we'll make that 2 centimetres. And the same over here, we're going to go, come in 1, well actually, yeah, we'll come in 1. There, and 2. I'll actually make that 1.5. So that is further away. And we're going to put a door in here. So we want the door, 3.5, what's that, 15, 16, 17, that's about halfway there. So I want the door to be 2 mil as well. And we're going to go in there. Now this one comes to the bottom. And there. Alright, that's sort of making a bit of sense. Now what we'll do now is just to, so we don't get too confused, we'll take out some of these lines that we're not going to need. Right, in the window for example. We don't need the cross line either. We don't really need to take these lines out because usually they fit in with the weatherboards, because we are going to be doing a weatherboard house. Yeah, we don't need that one. Okay, brush away all the crumb. Now, the next thing, what I like to do is just to put in like that, and the same on this side. You usually find it, you know, where the the corners of the buildings have got little little boards on there, sort of blocks the end of the weatherboards. So just lightly. Okay, now the doorway, we're going to just go in here like this. Just come in here like that, and we don't really need to use this bit because we've got our I'm just going to put a little mark there. We've got our, we know where everything's going. I'm going to put that across there and that across there. And the same down here. I want to just put the window, the ledge in here, and that'll be that mark there. And if we marry that up with that one, that just keeps everything in perspective. And we want that to be there, that little dot there, top of the window, and then there. And just go a little bit past there, a little bit past there, and that's fine. Now we want that to be there, so we're going to go a little line through there. And that there is going through to there. So we want to be able to use the same lines, you see, to go there to there, and that will give us the bottom of the windowsill. So everything is, is exactly how it should be. And of course, it's up to you to how much detail beyond that you'd want to put in. Now, I'm not going to take these lines out because quite often they marry up with the weatherboards. And the main thing at the moment is just to get we're just trying to get everything, well, in perspective, I guess. It's just getting all the lines in. And we might just have, in fact we will, we'll put, that's roughly about halfway. That's not really the issue. We'll put this in here, and that'll give us, because we've decided we're going to do, the window's going to be like this. Okay. And there we go, there. Now the door, what I like to do with the doors is to actually just bring that up a little bit, like that, and when it's so it's slightly open, slightly ajar, it just gives a little bit of a thing. Yeah. That there actually. That would be like that. Now, we're going to put it on some stumps. So, let's say, make it about there. And so it's that there, that point is that point there, so that, and that will be like that. Alright. Now I'm only doing this in pencil to I mean with the ruler and everything, just to get everything in place. But realistically, I like to do as much as I can free flow. Now that there to that there, that gives us that angle. Alright, we've got that one. Now this one there gives us that angle. You know, we can put more in if we want to. In fact, we probably will put one in here, I think. About the centre. Alright. I just want to go like here. We may change this. Change my pencil, I think. That one's a little bit running out of lead, I think. Okay, now. Alright, so we're going to come in a little bit there, and there, and we'll come down here. Down a bit, and we'll put a barge board on. It's going to be the same angle as that. And this one here, like that, and then across the front. Of course, you can use, you know, you did it perspective way. In fact, that's what we'll do, since that's what we're doing. Now we're going to go in and just take some of this out, because we don't need these lines. We need that line. We're not going to see that line. Yeah. Oh, there's that one there. Put that in, yeah. So that can go like that. And of course, to get that line, that doesn't look right. Doesn't look right at all. So I'm going to take that out. Yeah, just erase as we go, you know. Yeah, that's better. I already know what that is, so I'll take that up there. That's that line there, and that'll go about there. Now, I just like to take these little dots and that out. Alright. Now, we will see more on this side because we're looking that way. So, this side we won't see as much, we might see a little bit, but not as much as the other side. There and there, we'll see, and then that there, go there like that, and this one here, yep, same as that one, and the doorway, like that. I mean, if we wanted to, we could put a veranda on here, you know. But anyway, for now, we're just going to do it like this. Now, on here, what I want to do, I'm using it because it's a bit longer. I'm going to do 5mm, just little dots, just. Alright, now, I think we'll get away with it on this side. We'll use this, and this is how we put it in. We're going to make it weatherboards. Go to that one, very lightly. You see that alright? Yeah. Oh, I should have put that in there, we'll come back to that. We'll come back to that. I should have put those dots through the windows as well. That's right. Where are we? Yeah. There, and there. See? And we'll do the other side. I don't know what's happened here, but that don't look right. But anyway, so now on here we go that point there to there, and we go through here. Alright. That one there's there. Something's not right here. I don't know what I've done. But anyway, we'll go from the bottom. Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. We'll sort it out. We'll sort it out when we get there. So you better rubbing something out. It's pretty close there. Yeah, I just did something up the top there. Anyway, doing the doorway. That's the doorway. And how many times I've done this, I end up doing the doorway as well, and the windows. After a while you get the hang of it. Because you might not want weatherboards. I'm only doing weatherboards because it helps, you know, it's for the perspective of it. It's this perspective drawing. Now, I don't know what I've done here, but I shall I might just rub that out. It looks like this, well, looks like there should be a, that's the line. I think that'd be like that. And then we've got, this seems to be too much of a gap there. I don't know why. So we'll put another one in, eh? Why not? We can do that if we want to. And we go there. No, that's not right either. But anyway, I'll just take that bit out. We'll sort something out. That's got to come down a bit. The building must have shifted. I don't like it when things are not going according to plan, because they should be. I think I know what's happened, actually. Okay, so I had to go off camera there and make a few adjustments. Now, what's happened, for some reason I was doing the centre for these weatherboards from there. And in fact, it should have been from here. So what we're going to do, look, we're just going to, I've made a line here, so we want the first one to be going through through there. So I'm going to do 500 down on this, the corner of the building. 1, 2, 3, 4, and we'll see if that makes a difference. You all probably knew that, and I should have. Yeah, I think it would come down 500, 5 mil. And there's going to be a little bit of a board there. So, let's try it again. Go there, next one. Oh, even then there's something not right, but I'm just going to go from there. And we'll go there. I think I can adjust that one. But see what I mean? It's slowly coming down. We'll get it right. So what I like to do is I put that pencil there and push the protractor against it. Took me a long time to realise this when I was starting to draw, was getting perspective right, and 'cause, you know, when things that are further away, they're different. They're not, like for example, these are wider here than what they are there. Now it took me ages to work that out. And whatnot, yeah, well, I mean, it was until I realised that there was a perspective. I'm talking about from not being able to draw, never drawn anything, to trying to do something, trying to do a building. And it just got so frustrating. I thought, well, it's about time I sort of maybe learnt a bit more about perspective. And I'm pleased I did. Well, basically, that's it. And of course we do the same over here. Marry that up and gets all that. I'm going to erase here. Try and keep your lines light, because your little dots and that, because it's so easy to so you get these little marks on here. Now it's alright, because this could be an old building, and I haven't cleaned this properly.
Yeah, I thought it was
which
important
normally
to
I would
show
do
you,
with
or to leave that
these.
segment in where I made the mistake, because we all make mistakes.
Because I can see now it's picking up all the graphite. We don't want that.
Yeah, or similar. Using a,
So I'm going to do this now, clean that up. Now, I'm going to probably do quite a bit of this in time lapse, because basically that's you've got to this point, and now it's a matter of just putting in the rest of the weatherboards, putting in a chimney, and then
we've done the line drawing.
taking it wherever we want it to go. Alright.
Now we're just going over it and putting in a bit more detail and darkening them up, and just erasing where we need to. You know, you just take your time. I mean, I have to go into time lapse, because these drawings do take quite a bit of time. I mean, I wouldn't expect you to sit there for the whole time just to watch them drawing. And if you are following, and I hope you are, I keep saying to everyone, pause whenever you need to, walk away. Remember, this is your drawing, you're just following along. If you are following along, you know, don't expect to do it exactly like my one. I'm just doing the roof, the corrugated iron on the roof. And I just thought, well, it's a lot easier just to use my digital ruler for that. Just putting in the corrugations in the roof there. And that's the ridge cap that goes on top of the roof. Putting in the chimney. We're using the vanishing points to get the angles of the chimney, but I don't think that chimney should be over a bit more because it's it's got to be up the end of the building. It's not sort of halfway. It's only a small little cottage. So we'll just move that down a bit. Move it across a bit to get it in the camera. Yeah, that's good. And then to do the bricks and that for the chimney, we're just going to do the same, but about every 2 or 3 mil or whatever it is, you know, how big you want them, how thick you want them. You might want to do stones, you might want to do corrugations. This lends itself to any sort of style you want to do. You might want to make it into a log cabin. Just come down to the shadings. I don't like things being too uniform. I like a little bit of, you know, bits missing. I'm not doing an architectural drawing. It's just our impression or my impression of a generic cottage. Just put in a bit more detail. Now with the doorways, what I like to do is just put a slight angle so that it gives the impression that it's slightly open, it's ajar. And it just gives it a bit more depth. Now put some steps in. I don't fall out of the building, fall out of the doorway. Barge board. The edge of the iron there and the barge board. And doing the cap and the roof. Giving it a little bit of the corrugation. You can make it a little bit darker under the eaves there. It always seems to be in shadow. Yeah, it just sort of gives a bit more depth as well. The shading in under there on the barge board at the front. And I'm also just using my blending stump just to blend everything in. Now we're going underneath that there, underneath a little bit of an eave there, just some shade. Putting in going over the stumps. And then we've also got to put in those little caps that go over them to stop the termites from getting in. It took me ages to work out what they were. When I first come to Australia, I thought it was to stop the snakes from getting in. Termites. Wow, never thought. Now under here, we're going to make that really dark because it's underneath the house, in the cottage, but it's it just gives it a bit more depth, a bit more dimension. That's how I draw glass, or the impression of glass. It just gives this on a 45-degree angle, and it just gives it the illusion of a reflection. Of course, if the house was abandoned, it would just do it black because, you know, dark, because it would be, the windows would probably be broken. Okay, then the weatherboards. Just take your time on this. Jam around the door. Just doing a little bit of highlighting. It just gives it a bit more, you know, a bit more pizzazz, I guess, a bit more oomph. Now what I'm doing is I'm just putting in, they're not all one length for weatherboards, they're cut and a little bit shorter. And now I've also put in, the black is the impression that there's holes in it. It's so old. And there now I'm putting in where you can actually see the stud, where the timber is broken away, the weatherboard. That will give it a bit of character. In need of repair.
Okay, well, you're here. So I want to share a few, or just a couple of little insights that I find help me with my drawings, especially if you're new to drawing. Now, the one thing to remember is that with drawing, and maybe, well, I suppose with painting as well, is that you've got to start off with just the outline of what you're doing. Once you've got your composition and how you want it to sit on the page, you've got to start off, you've got to do the outline, and then we'll do the underdrawing. That's putting in, you know, the buildings, the placements, and things like that. So it's done in stages, and we have different levels, and you know, we're slowly building it up. It's not just, you don't just sit there and draw it and it's done. It's you've got to build it, and that's part of the process. So just want to look at it like if you're putting a roof on a house, The only way you can actually do it is you've got to have the walls up first, or drawings the same. So you've got to just do the outline, you know, do the under drawing, start putting your places in, and where it's dark, especially if you're doing trees and foliage and that, I like to put in a few darks here and there just to help me when I'm doing the actual drawing. But anyway, we'll see you in the next one. I hope that was helpful. We'll see you in the next one.